Hey guys, Dr. Matt here. I have today what I think would be an interesting video. A couple of different guys sent me razors, and I thought the razors were cool enough that I wanted to do a video about them. Yeah, they sent them to me to sharpen. If you want me to sharpen your razors, I still do it. There will be a link at the end of this video, and also put a link or in the description. I'll put some info on that if you want to send me your razors. But all right, so first one. This is a Waden Butcher. Beautiful razor, eh? Look at that. When he sent it to me, I did clean it up. I polished up those scales and also the blade itself. That's like a, I don't know, 7/8, 8/8 razor. Interesting thing about this, that's a full hollow grind. Now, usually the old Sheffields are the wedges, but this is more of a full hollow. I don't know, full hollow, half. No, that looks like a full hollow. But yeah, beautiful. I love the lead wedges on there. The lead wedges are very cool. All right, so there's that one. But the other one, this one I thought was really unique. Now, this is a razor that I've never heard of. This is an Italian razor. The name of this is Fontani. Never heard of it. Nicely done. Again, another larger one. They did a nice job. They put a spacer down here, not a wedge, a spacer on these acrylic scales. I like the acrylic scales, but this is an unknown entity to me. I didn't know anything about it. So we'll see. We'll see how it does. But yeah, all right, let's do this. All right, there we go. I'm gonna try and keep them, the weight on this side and the other one on that side. We'll see how I do. So by the way, so this particular razor, I used to chain at. I find that the Sheffield steel is a little bit softer, so I like to use a harder stone. And the J-nat that I use on is an Ozuku stone, and that's a real hard one that I have. So hardest well, I only have 2 J-nats, but I have a softer one and a harder one. And this feels awesome. I asked the guy that sent it to me how it shaved before he sent it to me, and he said it didn't work well, even though someone had honed it. Geometry issue. It's all fixed now. Great feel. All right, now for the unknown. Oh, you know, I didn't say this particular one is a quarter hollow. This is a heavy grind, which is kind of ironic. Usually the old Sheffields are the heavy grinds, and you know the newer production is the half hollow. So the steel on this was pretty hard. Oh yeah, that feels great. So the edge I put on this one, since I didn't know anything about it, I didn't want to use a natural stone, so I did a synthetic progression. And always what I do on that is the finish with the Nano 12K Superstone, and then I do a few passes on the CBN half micron. And when I say a few passes, I mean like 6. And I have the nano cloth like I did in my video that I made 10 years ago. It's been 10 years I've been doing these guys, so I appreciate you sticking around this long. But yeah, no, the nano cloth, you can't get that stuff anymore. Unfortunately, the guy that makes it, Ken Schwartz, he's passed in the last year. But I would just suggest, if you want to use the CBN, that you just get a small piece of leather. It'll work just as good. Oh yeah, wow, this is nice. And I like the half micron. I know in my original video I did some real fine CBN, like 0.05. The 0.5 is fine. I think if you get too fine, it can get a little grabby. Half micron is great, and you only need, like I said, half a dozen passes. That felt really nice. By the way, Sophia's shave cloths that I make, I only have a few sets left. She doesn't make them anymore, so if you're interested, let me know. I think I have, I don't know, 8 or 10 of them left. Of the sets. And this Wade is feeling really good. On this, the Italian razor, as far as the geometry went, it was fine. They did a good job on the grind. I didn't need to do any correction on that. Huh, must have been something there. Yeah, this Wade feels really good. You know what time it is now. Alrighty. Wow. If you don't do that mid-shave strop, you gotta try it. As soon as you touch it down like that. Wow, that is really nice and smooth. Now we'll split this part. They both feel great. Let's finish up. Pay attention to the front of your chin, especially if you're smooching with your girl. All right, that's it. They both shave great. Okay, so if I had to judge them, and I don't, my wife said, you having a competition? A shootout? No. They're both great razors. If I had to choose, I think that the Wade was a little bit more comfortable. Just the feel of the edge. I don't know if that's the steel, but it could just be the type of stone that I used. I used a natural stone on this and the synthetic on the other. But they were both great. Like I said, if I had to pick one, you know, apples and oranges, someone else might like the other, the feel of the other edge. So I'm real happy with those, and I know you guys that sent them to me, I know you're gonna be happy when you get them. So I appreciate you giving me the chance to do that. All right. Normally at this point, I'd cut it off. There's a few things that I want to cover. Well, let's do my aftershave. All right, so what I'm going to use today, this Pinot Noir. I did my other video on the Pinot, what's the one that smells like cat piss? I was corrected. It's Pinot Noir, not Pinot. Anyway, they have a line of aftershaves that have like boozy smells to them. They have a really nice, the brandy one, sweet rum. They even have a really nice gin and tonic. I don't have the label on that one. That one's really good. I've been told that the cognac, I better put my glasses on. Cognac neat. I've been complimented on that one, so that's what we're using today. Very nice. Kind of an old school smell. Yeah, if you guys are listening there over at Pinot Noir, the Clubman brand, you guys need to make colognes from this stuff. This stuff's really good. So if you made an EDT that went along with the aftershave, you'd be in business. Okay, now, another thing that I want to cover that I usually cut off, and that is the post-shave, my post-shave routine. One of the post-shave things that I do as far as the razors go, and this is something that I kind of been doing for the last year or two. But, okay, first off, let me say that I live in the Southwest. It's very dry. I don't have to really worry too much about rust on the razors. I just take and dry them off. I have just a cotton t-shirt here that I'm using for that. But there is one area of the blade that can tend to get rust, and that's in the pivot pin in there. So what I do is I keep a can of compressed air, and what I'll do is I'll just shoot it right in there. I'll try and shoot both sides, and sometimes you'll be surprised. You'll see that the water will fly out. You'll see it on the blade, some of the water that gets trapped in there. I've had one or two razors over the years that has gotten rust in there. But I'm pretty fortunate, like I said, we're dry. I wipe the blades down, and I just stick mine in. I just have a coffee cup that I put my blades in right there. I only have about 6 of them that I use. But anyway, yeah. I do oil the pivot pin. Now, some guys, if you live in a humid climate, you're going to need to oil the blade like every time so it doesn't rust. Now, I've been told that the best stuff to use for that is Ballistol. I got that from Jared. Jared's in Florida, and the humidity there is just a real bear. So Ballistol, and that's what I've been using. I got one of these little bottles from on Amazon. And every time I sharpen them, I don't do it when I shave, but every time I sharpen, I'll always take and put a little drop on both sides of the blade. And then I just, work it in. That's keeping the blade, the pivot pin lube, so it doesn't rust on you. All right, now the other thing, and something that I've talked about in the past, also on the blade, right before I put it in the coffee cup, I do give it, just a few passes on the linen just to dry the edge. Okay, the final thing, and I've been meaning to talk about this for a while. but I always forget, but I haven't. And that is what what I use on my skin afterwards. Now, after using the aftershave, especially the alcohol-based, there's a lot of people say they should never use it because it dries your skin out, and I guess maybe it does, but I just like it. I'll use a moisturizer, which I did a video on, Beyond Tallow, J&J Farms. Okay, so they make a grass-fed organic tallow, which she calls her lotion. It's just it's in this tub. They have the smaller tubs as well. These things, the smaller one will last about, I get 6 months out of it on my face, and I use this stuff every single day. I only shave 3 days a week, but every day of the week I use it. Every morning I wake up and I put it on. This particular one I have is the unscented. It comes in the big tub. When I have other colognes on it, the scents, I just don't want it to interfere. However, she does have a Dr. Matt line of the lotion, and also she has soap, and it's my own scent. I made the scent. It's lavender. It is lemongrass, which is like a citrus. It has a little bit of mint and a little bit of patchouli. She's reformulating, cutting back on the patchouli, but it's really a great scent as well. But really, all of her scents are good, and her products are really good. Like I said, all organic. The fragrance oil she uses is organic. And what I do, I just put it on everywhere. Put it around your eyes, crow's feet, my fat wrinkly forehead, and also around where you shave. Now there are people that like, when you put a product on your face, they like it to dry up. And someone said, well, my skin feels oily. Yeah, it does. It feels oily all day. I have really dry skin. I'm in a really dry climate. Humidity is 5 to 10%. So I like to feel the oil. Now, when I do this, also put a little on your ears, because this has some other stuff in it. It has the tallow, which is, beef fat, but it also has some other oils that are good UV protectants. Put it on your ear. Man, I forgot what I was saying. Anyway. Oh, some people were saying that it feels oily. It does. It's 8 in the morning right now, and when I come home tonight at 7 o'clock, I can go like this on my forehead and I'll still feel it, which to me is great. You only need to put this on. This is the only stuff that I use on my face. J&J Farms. I'll put the link down below. This stuff is really relatively cheap. I think the big one's $20. The small one, which will last 6 months, is $7. I can tell you this is the best bang for buck product in the entire wet shave universe. This stuff right here, this is awesome. There's an esthetician that comes in the office, and she works in a high-end clinic, and she has all of the products. And I gave her one of these smaller ones. She loved it. She ordered it. This is what she's using now. She can use any and all of that stuff. Great product. All right, guys. So that's it. I appreciate you sticking around. You have a great day. Have a great shave, and we'll see you real soon.